when you see Y at the beginning of the word, that's the only time when Y is a consonant. Well, I shouldn't say only, because it's also a consonant when it's at the when it begins a syllable. But that is even more rare than Y as the first letter of a word. So if you just remember that when you see Y at the beginning of a word, that's pretty much the only time it's going to say yeah. And that's its consonant sound. And that's its sound that gets most of the love and most of the attention on the alphabet chart when you're going over all of the sounds. Yet it is exceptionally rare. The words that you'll see a Y in as a consonant are common words, but there are very few of them. Like yes, yellow, yesterday. On our kids' homework in school, they have a yak a lot, even though nobody says the word yak. Have you ever said the word yak in just regular conversation? I mean, maybe, I don't think so. If I had, it's very rare, but they just had to pick a word that started with Y, and there are very few, so they chose yak. But there's not too many words that start with Y. When you make that consonant sound, your mouth is in the same mouth shape as a short I. With your mouth stretched and that long, wide grin, your teeth only open enough that a piece of paper can go through, and just the back of your tongue works, and it's a very subtle movement. You're just pushing air over the back of the tongue, just as a little rolling back there. It sounds like yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't let your jaw drop or it will turn into yeah or yeah. Keep it up, mouth stretched, and just the back of your tongue, making that subtle movement. Yeah, yeah. That's the sound that we're going to be working with today. And you'll see it at the beginning of words. That's the consonant Y. So let me share my screen. All right. So here is our number 1. You'll see that this Y in this word is 2 different functions. In this one, it's a consonant. In this one, it's a vowel. 2 different, totally different kinds of functions those letters are, that same letter is performing. So this I is going to say I because of the tap 2 rule. Y at the end of a multi-syllable word usually sounds like an E, a long E sound. So our sounds are y, I, d, E. Yiddy, yiddy. Sounds like a happy word, doesn't it? I was very giddy. I was yiddy. Anyway, so you'll see here that this Y and this Y sound totally different. Y and E. Yiddy. Now for fun, what would that word say with only one D? Now it's yiddy. Yiddy, because of the tap 2 rule. Okay? What would yours say over here? So again, we have 2 Y's with 2 different functions. We have consonant Y and vowel Y. This I is saying I because, hang on, what is going on behind my screen here? I have no idea. Hopefully you can just see what I think you can see. All right. So this I says I because of the tap 2 rule. Y at the end of a longer word usually says E. By longer word, I mean multisyllable, and you can tell it's a multisyllable word if there are 2 vowels that don't touch, like this I and this Y, functioning as a vowel. Those are the 2 vowels that don't touch. So the sounds are y, I, t, E. Yitty. 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 If you say it as yitty, it's okay, actually, and it would be the exact same sound as this one. Because T's have 2 different sounds. They can sound like a spitting sound, t, t, where you actually spit the air out, or it can sound as a stop sound, where your tongue just stops the air from coming. It just goes to the top of your mouth, and it stops the air. It's a stop sound. Yiddy, as in pretty, or city. Those T's are acting as a stop sound. So you can say this one either way. You can say yitty, as if you were in England, yitty, or you can just say yiddy. Both are fine. All right, let's do, oh, here is my favorite word of the year. Here we have, oh, I almost said it. So we have our consonant Y right here. We know what that says, y. Now when Y is at the end of a short word, like try, cry, shy, it says I. So this would say I. So this would say yai. Yai, my favorite word of the year. I always get excited when that one comes up. It's just a fun little party trick to be able to show your friends. They would ask them, how would you spell the word yai? They might go like this, right? But then you could explain, you know what? There's really only one English word that ends with an I, and that's hi. All of the other words that end with I, we borrow those from other languages. So we're not allowed to spell words with an I at the end. And they were like, well, how do you spell yai then? And then you'll show them that when you hear I at the end of the word, you spell it with a Y. That's how you spell it, yai. Love that. All right, try your number 2 over here. So we have consonant Y and vowel Y again. This I says I because of the tap 2 rule. Y at the end of a multi-syllable word usually says E. Sometimes I, usually E. So our sounds are y, I, sh, t, E. Yishti. Yishti. That's a hard word to say, pronouncing that SH right there. Yishti. But you can do it if you focus on the shape of your mouth. Yishti. How'd you do on yiddy and yishti? How many out of 2 did you get on your own? Good. You like yai, Rowan? Me too. Okay. I didn't see any zeros, so that's good. You guys are hanging with me. All right, number 3. Would you do... not this one. Would you do this one for me? Please. So we know that this I is going to say I, and that TH will make its voiceless sound, where your tongue goes between your teeth and you just blow. And here we have consonant Y. So we have I, I. Now just as a note, this mouth shape and this mouth shape are the exact same thing. I and Y are the same looking shape. The only difference is on the Y, your tongue is moving in the back. But your mouth should be stretched for both of them. Yith, yith, right? Yith. All right, I crossed this one out because I would much prefer that it was spelled this way. So I need to fix that on my end. Because when you see a TCH, that is what the spelling should be after a short I. You should have a TCH there. So I'm crossing that one out for now. I'm fixing that one. Try number 4. On your own. Get the P. Yeah, that's a good strategy, Blair. So we would break it up right there and right there. No, right here, wouldn't we? You knew that before I did. Is CH at the end of it work the same as a K? And which is an exception? Yes, this which is an exception. This which follows the rule. And yes, a CK will also come after a short vowel. However, there are 3 spellings for k, and this gets its own lesson because it's kind of complicated. Like you can have an ick at the end of words like in traffic or terrific. So this is going to get its own 30-minute lesson to know when to use a CK. But a better comparison with the TCH after short words is the DGE. I mean after short vowels. They both come after short vowels. but those also will get their own lesson. All right. So here we have in number 4, we have the short I because of the tap 2 rule, another short I because of the tap 2 rule, and the confident rule. When I is in the middle syllable, it gets to say I. And then Y at the end of a longer word will usually say E. Now when you sound out this word, make sure you grab the P and the R. I'm going to do it in syllables like this. So we have Y, I, sh, yish. Putting yish on the shelf. Now we have imp, imp. Bringing the first syllable back. Yishimp, yishimp. Putting yishimp on the shelf. E. Looks like try, doesn't it? But that's when try is by itself. When it's at the end like this, Y usually says E. Like geometry or poetry. If try were by itself, it would say I, but Y is at the end of longer words usually says E. So this would be tree. So bringing this back, it's yishimp tree. Yishimp tree. How did you do on that one? Let me know, Y or A. Did you get yishimp tree? Nice. Nice. Very good. Now this one is very similar, but it has a few different sounds in a different order. So try this one also. Get the R and put the T in the right spot. I mean the P. You can do it. It's going to be exciting when you do, because you're so good at this now. Are you focusing on this spot right here? All right, let's break it up. You might be wondering why I broke it up right there. If you know the syllable division rules, if you have a vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, usually it's going to be divided right there. However, you always have to keep digraphs together. So that's why I divided after the second consonant right there. This one is a vowel, consonant, 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 vowel. Vowel, consonant, 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 vowel. So that one we get to split after the first consonant, like that. So our sounds are y, I, th. Yith. Putting yith on the shelf. I, m. Rim. Yithrim. Putting yithrim on the shelf. P, t, e. Make sure those two voiceless sounds remain voiceless. Pti. That is difficult to say, isn't it? Putting it all together. Yithrimpti. Yithrimpti. Beautiful. How'd you do on yithrimpti? Y or A? Yes or almost? For yithrimpti. Yeah, it is. Could you add the P to rim? You could. Yeah, you could. It'd be easier to pronounce that way. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's hop on down here to the extra practice. Do I have any requests? Any requests? I have a feeling I know which ones you might ask for. Number 3, got it. Okay, we have a request for number 3. If you have any other requests, just put them in the Q&A. But for now, try this one. This also sounds like a happy word, doesn't it? So we have consonant Y with the same mouth shape as that short I right there. We know it's a short I because of the two consonants after it. Same with this one. Y at the end of a longer word sounds like an E. So our sounds are Y, I, S, I, P, E. Yissippy. Yissippy. Let's play around with this word. First of all, did you get Yissippy? Y or A? Please, how'd you do on Yissippy? Okay, now, what would it say with only one S? Yisipi. Yisipi. Now, if you don't know this one, this next question, don't try to answer it because you have to know the confident rule to be able to pronounce this one. What would this word say if you applied the confident rule with only one S and only one P? It's still yisipi. Yisipi. Because I in the middle syllable gets to say I regardless of if there are two consonants after it or not. Okay? Beautiful. All right, number 9. Go for it. All right, just to let you know, if you have a 4-syllable word, the accent is going to be on the third from the end, usually. That would be right here. So this I will say I because of the tap 2 rule. This I will say I because of the confident rule. This I will say I because of the confident rule and the tap 2 rule. Y at the end of the longer word sounds like an E. So our sounds are Y, I, P, O, I, I, K, E. One sound at a time. And I'm going to accent that third syllable from the end, the third vowel from the end. Y, yim, yimp, yimple, yimpli, yimplim, yimplime, yimplimic, yimplimicky, yimplimicky. How'd you do on yimplimicky? And it doesn't matter about the accent. It's not nearly as important as getting all of the right sounds in the right spot. Yimplimicky. Gorgeous. Well done, my friends. There's so much to learn, isn't there? We could just learn about words forever. I do. I love continuing to learn about words. But my favorite thing today was yai. Go ask somebody how to spell yai and see what they say and show off your knowledge. And then enjoy the rest of the weekend being a wonderful speller. Have a good one. We'll see you on Monday. Bye, everybody.